Danhausen here, very nice, very evil, very famous. This is to GD Stormbreaker. Danhausen's here. Shout out. Yes, well, this is a shout out for it. GD Stormbreaker's channel. You shall enjoy it or be cursed. Yes, very good. Best of lucks to you on your YouTube ventures with your TV show. And hopefully you make lots of money. Danhausen should curse your enemies for you. Free of charge, but of course. And hopefully listeners will take in Danhausen's words. It's serious. May your enemies be cursed. Love that, Danhausen.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Chromedome figure. This is another figure from Neca that looks very promising, and I've been really wanting to review this for quite a while, and it had finally arrived after waiting for so long. So with this, the story is I had pre-ordered, I pre-order a lot of figures from Neca online. So I made a pre-order for Chromedome about mid-year, this and another figure that came around the same time. But anyways, they started shipping out both of them around September, the beginning of September. Now the problem was it gave me a tracking number and everything, but whenever I tried tracking it, it actually stated that it wasn't moving or anything. It was in a warehouse. I don't know if it's a Neca warehouse, honestly. I think it is. Or the first, I guess, third-party shipping company's warehouse. Because it did say it was picked up, but it wasn't moving at all. So I'd contacted Neca using the email that is on their site. Didn't receive any answers. And by then it was, I think, maybe 3 weeks in after the first shipping notice came through. And I finally found an email that they would respond to. I got a response stating that unfortunately, it is on the way, and it had been on the way. The thing is, the shipping company does not track. So, of course, maybe it wasn't being tracked, and I wasn't able to track it at all. But why would I get a tracking number then? It's weird. But anyways, lo and behold, right when I got that email, I checked the tracking again, and it says it was actually moving from that point. So that was really weird. I believe it just wasn't moving until I actually nudged them and said, hey, where's my package? And then all of a sudden it started moving, and I was able to track it from that point. And I could actually see the destinations it was going to. So that was a little weird. I don't know if it's something that should be addressed, but it was disappointing to see after weeks of it not moving. I had to nudge them a bit just to get them to start getting my package moving. Maybe it was the delivery company. Maybe Neca had to actually tell the delivery company, hey, where's these packages? It's not moving from your warehouse. That could be the case. I don't know the whole story, but that kind of led to my disappointment. But of course, Neca is, from my other reviews, you'll see that I really do love Neca. Neca makes quality figures. This one is probably no exception. We'll see. So I can't really fault them, but of course there should be something that should come out of this, and hopefully there's a better shipping process that's coming. I can only really speak for some parts of Canada because that's where I live, but you can't find any Neca figures in Walmarts. There is no Targets here, or at least there isn't anymore. So Neca figures are hard to come by. You can see them in GameStops and whatnot here and there, but they're so sparse, and it's very difficult for anyone to find anything. So hopefully they kind of fix this global service shipping, and hopefully get a better shipping company if that's what the issue is. But yeah. Anyways, you guys came here for a review, not a rant about the shipping. So hopefully we can move on. All right. Of course, first off, let's look at the box here. One thing I definitely appreciate is when companies take the time to make the packaging look really awesome. The Chromedome packaging has this awesome artwork on the front. I believe it's meant to resemble the VHS tapes that were released by, I believe the company's name is FHE. Of course, myself being of the older generation, I do remember these tapes. I do have a few of them. still. I don't really sell things. Sometimes I keep them. So I have a whole lot of VHS tape still. Don't judge me. But anywho, this box looks very reminiscent of the Greg Martin artwork that's actually on those VHS tapes. So when I saw this box, that made me feel very nostalgic, which I believe these figures are supposed to make you feel nostalgic. Sides of the box also have this kind of VHS tape feel, where it's just got a solid color of purple, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo, and of course a colossal Chromedome in those kind of lettering that is also on the VHS packaging. Back of the box also looks great. It's got a combination of artwork and some product shots, which I dig. The box itself also has a flap that you can open, and it does reveal the figure in a window-style packaging. Now, it was kind of surprising at first because I had the original Chromedome, or I have the original Chromedome TMNT Playmates figure, and I expected him to be shiny, but when I open it, he's not really shiny, nor is he really chrome. But of course, this is the cartoon version of Chromedome, so he's not really, well, he's shiny on the cartoon, but here he's kind of cel-shaded, which he should be because it's supposed to look like the cartoon. So yeah. So you will see all that chrome just replacing a white and shell-shaded paint work. Looks really good. It's bigger than I thought it would be, to be honest. And I can't wait to open this up. So without further ado, let's do that. All right, so here we have Chromedome's accessories. First thoughts are, I really do like the paintwork on all of these. I've talked about the cell shading paintwork that is on the figure itself, and it's really nice to see that it's consistent as it carries over to his accessories. First off, let's look at his swords. Again, I really do like the paintwork on here. I like the nice bright white and also the blue and the black, the gray. There is also a bit of red on there as well. It all looks really great. I also do like the sculpting on here. It's nice, clean sculpting, and also it looks really good. Even from far away, you can tell there's details on each blade, which is really nice. I also want to note there are two different sizes to these blades. There's two blades, but each one is a different size. There's a shorter one, and there's a long one. Then you have here his pistol or blaster. Now the paintwork on this one, at least mine, it's a little, I would say it's kind of sloppy, not really straight. You could tell it's kind of shakily done, but still looks good from far away. Again, I do like the bright white and the gray and black. Looks really nice. Sculpting is really nice on here, but I kind of wish the paintwork was a little cleaner. Next up, you have this classic looking PC computer. Not really sure how I would display it with Chromedome, but here it is anyways. Wow, look at the paintwork on here. It looks really good. Paintwork is still a little bit shaky here and there, but I do like the way this looks. The monitor looks like one of those old monochrome monitors, for those of you who have been alive during that point in time when monitors like that were a thing. But looks really nice. Nicely sculpted. Looks really great. I do like the keyboard on here. There is, of course, no lettering on the keyboard or anything like that. That would be an extreme amount of detail. But still, I think they did a really great job on here. And then, of course, you have a few switch out for his hands. You have a few left and right ones, but for the blaster, he can only hold it in his right hand. But looking at these, they look really good, sculpted really nice, just nicely painted in black. Nothing much to them, but they're exactly what you need to switch out his hands to have different looks. All right, now that we've had a quick look at his accessories, let's have a look at Chromedome, the figure itself. We'll do a quick turnaround and I'll be back from there. All right, so taking a closer look at Chromedome here. Wow, look at this amazing paintwork. It's really clean. I really do like the white on there alongside the gray. Let's take a look at the head sculpt first. Looks really nice. With the cell shading style, it does still look like it is shiny, but in a cartoonish kind of way. I kind of wish the eyes were kind of more glowy, like kind of brighter, but this still not too bad. I like how the sculpting is nice and clean as well. Not too detailed or anything, and it doesn't really need to be. I like how they tried to make it look shiny on the back and sides of his head, on the, I guess, the dome of his head, just by putting the black lines down the white. It's a little stiff, but you can turn the head left and right. It doesn't really pivot upwards, but it can look down a little bit. Taking a look at his chest area here, again, nice paintwork. I really do like the gray parts on there to make it that like cell shaded shine. Looks really clean. On the back, he's got those very large wing things. Nicely painted. However, I kind of wish they put a little bit more of the gray to make it look shiny on the back, just so it's not just a flat white. There is a little bit of a twist on the torso. However, I don't like the way the torso is rubbing against the abdominals. I don't know if it'll rub the paint off, but yeah, I wouldn't move that too much. You can kind of already see somewhat of a paint rub there, so be very careful. You can kind of tuck his tummy in so there is somewhat of an ab crunch, but it doesn't really go that far. You can pull it back a bit farther. Nice paintwork on the arms here. Because it is black, it does give this sort of a shine on there, and it's somewhat clean. It does have nice sculpting here. Here's a look at the Chromedome buttocks. And of course, you can pull his arm up about this far. Again, it's sort of stiff, so you do have to use a little bit of force. At least with my figure, you do. You can rotate at his bicep here. And there is a twist at the wrist. Elbow is stiff, but you can pull it about this far. It does have a double bend with an assist by that free-flowing elbow joint there. Just of note, he's got two belts. Basically, one belt is sculpted and painted in blue on his waist. And the other belt is soft, also in blue, but is connected around the waist. So you can move it a bit. It also has two sheaths, so you can slip the two swords into them. Very nice clean painting on the legs here. I love the black and the blue and the red and the gray and white on there. There's nothing much to the back of the legs or the bottom of his feet. Let's try to pull this leg forward, see how far it can go. Right, so it can go about this far, but just note that it goes to the side because the middle part of his lower torso there just gets in the way of his articulation of the leg. So it has to go to the side because it can't go anywhere else. Again, be very careful because of any paint rubbing between the two parts. I did notice there is some kind of oily substance that is on here. I guess it's some kind of lubricant to make sure that it turns properly. Not sure when that was applied, but yeah, takes a bit. But you can bend his knee all the way back. There is a double bend there alongside that free-flowing knee joint. You can pull his feet back at the ankle. Can't really go anywhere forward, but there is a toe joint there. You can rotate a little bit at the top of his thigh. And I believe that would be it in terms of articulation. Let's see what's up next. I guess we can try to put some of his accessories on. All right, so Chromedome, as mentioned before, comes with two of these blades. Now, they're two different lengths. So you have to make sure that you're putting each blade into the right sheath. Now, I've noticed that if you try to do it the reverse, they don't actually fit. Or at least with mine, it doesn't actually fit. So I figured out that the longer blade goes into the bottom one and the shorter one goes into the top one. All right, so it looks pretty snazzy. I do like the way it looks with the blades all sheathed on his belt. All right, before moving on, I do have to note that in putting the blades into the sheath, there had been a lot of paint rub on the blades themselves. You'll see with this that I took a picture of the blades. It actually has some of the blue paint rubbing off onto it, which is unfortunate. It kind of sucks. So be very careful and just know that you may get some paint rub if you actually insert these in there. So proceed with caution. All right, so let's try attaching this laser blaster of his to his belt. There's a hole in the side of the blaster. You just have to align it with the peg on his belt. Now the peg is soft, so this may be a little tricky. I'm just going to have to kind of twist it on there because it's not going to go if you put like full force and try to just push it in there. So after a little bit of twisting and pushing, that's as far as I can go with the blaster onto his belt. So the peg is soft and it was really tricky. And yeah, that's the result of what I got. It's kind of rather disappointing. I would, you'd hope it actually connect to the belt properly, but yeah, it's not going to go on there and it kind of just falls off eventually. I mean, I got it on there, but and it's just hanging on just barely. So yeah. I've also noticed another unfortunate thing with this hand here. Now, this is the hand that holds the blaster. It's really stiff. So because I've already witnessed some paint rub here and there with the figure, I don't really want to force the blaster into this hand here, but I don't see any other way of trying to get it in there without using some force. I guess if it is possible to heat up the hand using like a blow dryer or something just to get it softer, but right now I can't get the blaster into this hand. For a bit of a size comparison, here is Leonardo of the cartoon variety, NECA Ninja Turtles, alongside this cartoon Chromedome. Nice size comparison between the two. However, in the cartoon, I feel like Chromedome was a bit larger. Regardless, I do think they look pretty good together. Here is the NECA Chromedome alongside the original Playmates Chromedome. Pretty good comparison here. I didn't realize how small the Playmates Chromedome was until I actually put them together. But yeah, he is pretty tiny. So just putting Chromedome in a few poses here before I give my final thoughts. I suppose Chromedome will be joining the Dark Order pretty soon. I really do like this figure. When I first got it, I was surprised on how large it was. I know Chromedome in the cartoon was really large, but still was pretty surprising how big it is. There are a few issues with this figure. Obviously, the paint rub here and there. You have to kind of be careful with it. You don't want his joints kind of rubbing up against each other because the paint rub is there. I've seen it firsthand with some parts of this figure. For example, the blades, obviously, you're putting them into the sheath, which you're meant to do. However, you pull them out and you have kind of like this blue mark on them, and it's kind of disappointing. You also have his torso and his legs also are rubbing against each other, and you see kind of the paintwork getting scrubbed and scratched and whatnot. The blaster itself is kind of disappointing. I would love to either have him posed with it on his belt or in his hand, but I can't get it to stay onto his belt, and I can't get it to fit into his hand, so I can't really use it, which is unfortunate. If any of you are able to get either one of those working, let me know in the comments. Maybe I'm just not trying hard enough, and maybe I should be. Other than that, I do like a whole lot of things about this figure. Obviously, the paintwork I really love. I love the cel-shaded look of this figure, and the way it looks right beside the animated turtles. It looks really good. It looks great on your shelf, especially because he's really tall and he kind of towers over the turtles. So he does have that kind of menacing presence. The color scheme of Chromedome really matches. I like the idea that they didn't go with the chrome or like kind of shiny look, but made the shiny look through the cel shading with the white. I really like that look, and if they had it the other way, I don't know if it would look this good. Although, like I mentioned, there are some parts of this figure I find disappointing. I don't think it's enough to make me stop collecting NECA figures. I really do enjoy collecting the turtle figures that they make. It makes me feel like a kid again, just collecting those Playmates versions. I'm just awaiting more NECA figures to be released, and of course, it takes some time for them to get to me in Canada. But when I do get them, I get that kind of feeling again of opening those Playmates figures and being all excited about them. But of course, there's a reality where a lot of the NECA figures are like this one. They look really great and posed on your shelf, but a lot of the things like the paint rubs and accessories not attaching properly, or even articulation not working out so well. You kind of take the good and bad, and you kind of make that decision whether or not you want it to just stand there and look good on your shelf, or do you want it to be actually like very posable or action oriented. These are great for just posing them and putting them on your shelf and having them look great. Well, that's all for today. I'll be back hopefully with more videos for you, and definitely leave a like on this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that bell for notifications. Hope to see you again next time. Take care. Bye-bye.